But I'm just saying, like, we always see women respond to stupid ass shit like this, and men don't. Men don't care. Men aren't out. He didn't come out caping for Vivica Fox or caping for Cuban Link. Like, sis, who cares? If they're not, and I feel that way about women in general. It's like, we're way too loud with women. I say we because I've done it too. We're way too loud about our relationships and about men that are not that loud about us. So I feel like if you that secure in your situation, you don't need to be posting about it.
I feel like that's also like
and responding to
shit.
shit.
A Gen Z dilemma. Only because I'm one of those that I don't feel like it invalidates or makes it any less if I post about my partner and he doesn't do the same, or vice versa. I don't feel like there needs to be an equal amount of posting of each other on the internet.
No, but you're also in a situation where you and your partner though have a very clear understanding about how much you post of him. You don't post pictures
that
of him
nigga don't
all the
even
time.
have social media. So ladies, that's what you need to do.
That's
Get you a nigga with no social media.
Either that or just have an understanding about how y'all's relationship is supposed to work. Like, y'all don't have to post. Like, I'll tag every now and again and post every now and again, but it's not giving like all over the page because we don't need to do that. And I think especially with this, and Vivica A. Fox said it herself, she wishes she would have kept her relationship private longer. That's what I said about Meghan Party. I am praying to God that they continue on their happy ascension into bliss, because keep that shit off the internet, man. People don't need to be in your business like that. And when you respond on the internet, it looks like your relationship lives on the internet, or you live on the internet.
I mean, a lot of these people do, and a lot of us unfortunately do, where the internet validates us, it invalidates us. It's the place that we go when we want to show the world we're happy, even when we're not. It's the place that, I mean, but you have to understand,
because people care more about looking happy than being happy, and
100%. It's super, super stupid. I agree with you on that. I just like the way that she read for Filth Cuban. She responded and let her know, like, girl, if you really would have watched the whole video, then you would have known what would happen. And Scream Man, real quick too. Just moving forward, we got some topics with a lot of different slides. I need you to be able to, so we can read some shit off, because I didn't save all of these in my notes. Because I would have liked to read Vivica's response to Cuban Link on it as well. That wouldn't be on this, but it's okay. We're off this topic now. Moving on. Where are we talking about? What you want to talk about next? We got a lot to talk about. I'm not going to hold you.
Oh, I was hoping for a better segue than a Screen Man shout out.
Nope, it was Screen Man not doing what Screen Man needs to do.
No, he's doing fine. It's just a lot of slides.
It is a lot of slides. The thing is, too, with all of these, you get one post, then you get a response, then you get another response. And so there's a lot of back and forth going on, and it's all not at one spot.
We can segue to the slides. I did want to ask, because we didn't get a chance to talk about it when we were talking about Puff. Have you ever slid back to an old thing?
Have I?
Yeah.
It is 2021.
You had to think about it for a second.
You know what? And I'm not sure if I said this, but
like, would you ever shoot your shot like that? Like, if you was trying to get a man's attention, would you ever post some shit like that?
Here's the thing, right?
The thing is,
I don't think I will double back. And I'm sorry to that man if you are listening and you done been in this pussy before. I don't think I'm doubling back to not now one of them niggas that busted a nut with me ever. I don't think I want to go back, only because the treatment that I've received in the last year, I think, again, the pandemic has made me really, really sit back and think what certain people meant to me.
Yeah.
And of course, again, going through this last year, seeing, okay, when I wasn't able to hop on a flight, how many of y'all really checked in on me? When I got COVID, when I turned 30, did I even get those well wishes or happy birthdays or any of that? And so there was just a lot of me sitting back thinking, like, I wasn't really fulfilled with any of the relationships in my past. There's no one that I question the usage of if I ever thought I really loved someone. Like, there's no one from my past that I think I would ever double back with right now. Because I feel like I'm in a different space, but I feel like they were super, super, super undeserving of me at that time. And so no, I wouldn't double back to any of my niggas. Nah. And I got Breakfast Club coochie now. Like, them niggas can't see me. Do you know who I am? You know what I mean? But nah, I'm not interested in anyone from my past. So I don't think I would double back to anyone.
Okay.
Anyone. Even the nigga in my phone right now that's trying to slide. Never had it. And I'm curving him, but I think moving forward, do you know, there is a plethora of dinglings out here.
Yeah.
Why would I have to go back?
I agree.
There's a whole lot. And then, you know what really like...
And one thing is really ever worth the double back either.
But not only
honest.
that, like...
It's not.
I don't know. Okay, so here's my question, and it's a little kinky. Have you ever been with a nigga, you're like, God damn, this is the best sex I've ever had. And then you got with someone else? And that
like,
was the best
no.
sex. It was like, so I'm not even like wanting to go back on dicks because I'm like, wait, no, there actually is good dick out here. So sorry for the ladies that ain't getting the orgasms. And thank you to you men that care about if we orgasm or not. But there are just so many men as well, just as comfortable with me, that I know I can still get pleasure with, that I don't think I have to go back to anybody.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah, I do.
You feel me? Would you go back?
No.
To anybody?
Not at this point.
Not at this point?
No.
Why?
Mainly because I think the last few years especially, I've gotten attached to people that I've dated or entertained or whatever. So prior to this relationship that I'm in, I just couldn't. I'm accepting of the fact that things did not work out emotionally for a reason, and so because of that, I would never. There's nobody I could think of that I would go back to that would, because it would just subject me to more emotional trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be picking a scab, and it's like, why am I gonna keep opening up wounds when I can just heal and move forward?
I mean, I think that's the thing too. There's too much awareness right now of my mental health.
Yeah.
Of looking back and the trauma that I endured only because of the lack of value, not only did I place on myself, but I placed on relationships, the demands that I didn't place in order to really make me happy.
Yeah.
And so none of it was fulfilling to me. And I feel like knowing those individuals, unfortunately, I feel like really once you set a tone for a relationship with a man, it's hard to change that tone.
Yeah, it is.
Once you set up a tone to where, okay, I'm only hitting you and seeing you when we in the city, when we in the same city, or I'll fuck you once a quarter and we're cool with that, or I know that you're gonna slide through without me having to take you on a date.
Right.
Once you start demanding those things, because I've now experienced different things, I don't think I would be able to go back to those men and be like, oh nah, now you gotta date me. Now you gotta, this is what I want. It's hard to change the dynamic that you set up with a man once it's set in stone. And I feel like unfortunately, a lot of my partners in the past, I kept them forever. There's niggas I was fucking still since high school that I just stopped right before the pandemic. Like crazy. I keep niggas for like decades at a time, years at a time. Once I'm comfortable with someone, I just keep them around.
Right.
But I've created those unhealthy relationship dynamics that I know the substance can only go but so far. So there's no way I would want to go back to that. And actually, I do want to shout out to everyone who reached out to me during the last month with the loss of my family member. The person was caught. Last month was God. Not only mental health awareness. Shout out to Sarita, who joined us on our therapy episode. Yeah. I've also started therapy, and that leads me to want to talk about Naomi Osaka.
Yeah.
This week, y'all know she the truth. That's the tennis bitch. Now I don't really watch tennis or whatever.
Not
but
the tennis bitch.
But
we not gonna do that to Naomi Osaka.
I mean, okay, not bitch. We can't call her bitch, but women can call someone a bitch and it'd be okay. Yeah, I mean it like that's my bitch.
Yes, but we're gonna put a little more respect on her name.
Like you the Rock Nation first artist, bitch.
No, we don't care about Rock Nation no more.
Okay, well I ain't gonna call you the love and hip hop bitch.
You gonna make me feel like the old heads that watch their football high school tapes and be like, yeah, I was a star quarterback. Like, no.
I ain't gonna hold you. That's when the date stops.
You see what I'm saying?
If I'm on a date and nigga you work at Wall Street or you work nigga say UPS and I gotta hear about how you was playing for Clemson D1 in 1982.
Listen,
and I don't want to. We not doing this.
If I'm on a date with somebody and you ask me what Jay-Z is like, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm just leaving. What was it like being on tour with Jay-Z? It was like all the other interviews that I answered that question in. I'm gonna go now. That's what it's giving.
I want to read this. Because this is speaking, again, of mental health. Naomi Osaka recently made a post on her Instagram, and she said, hey, everyone, hope you're all doing well. I like that. By the way, shout out Alex. He did. Before anything, he was just like, how are you? You doing all right? You doing all right? That's the one question he made sure to ask me. You all right? And then he was like, how was your Memorial Day weekend? I said, I sucked a little bit. No, anyways. Hey, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I'm writing this to say I'm not going to do any press during Roland Garros. I've often felt that people have no regard for athletes' mental health, and this rings very true whenever I see a press conference or partake in one. We're often sat there and asked questions that we've been asked multiple times before, or asked questions that bring doubt into our minds, and I'm just not going to subject myself to people that doubt me. I've watched many clips of athletes breaking down after a loss in the press room, and I know you have as well. I believe that whole situation is kicking a person while they're down, and I don't understand the reasoning behind it. Me not doing press is nothing personal to the tournament, and a couple journalists have interviewed me since I was young, so I have a friendly relationship with most of them. However, if the organizations think that they can just keep saying, do press or you're going to be fined, and continue to ignore the mental health of the athletes that are the centerpiece of their cooperation, then I just got to laugh. Anyways, I hope the considerable amount that I get fined for this will go towards a mental health charity. XOXO peace heart emoji. And I do want to say this immediately brought me to, what's old boy's name? Is it Rich? It's not Richard Sherman, is it? I'm just here so I'm not fine.
That's
Marshawn Lynch.
That's Marshawn.
There we go. I knew it was like someone in the Seattle area. See, I knew it was one of them.
Yeah.
Seahawks. Mm-hmm. Look at me. I know the team now.
This is not a sports podcast.
This is not a sports podcast. However, she was fined $15,000 and threatened with suspension for avoiding the media. I know that Marshawn Lynch was like, listen, I'm just here so that I don't get fined. And to be very honest with you, I mean, after a loss, and I think we do see it a lot with people who lose that game to not advance in the playoffs, and when players lose in the finals, and you see the tears, you see the emotion, and nobody want to be asked them motherfucking questions.
Right.
I mean, the same with you. I'm sure there's a lot of questions that you don't want asked, in certain times. And I mean, I'm constantly asked things like, listen, I just don't even want to talk about it.
I mean, I think the difference is where sports is concerned, it's distracting. And I think the amount of discipline and concentration that goes into, a game like tennis where they, it's kind of like golf where they expect everybody to be quiet while the players are playing to kind of help them concentrate and focus. I think that same courtesy should apply, especially with in this framework, because I feel like at the end of the day, they're all going to ask her the same questions anyway. So it's like, if she doesn't want to do it, especially if she loses, and I think too, after watching what Serena Williams has endured as a tennis player, as the world-renowned star that she is, and as well decorated as she is, to have watched on a global scale
when she lost,
but also the amount of disrespect and disregard for her feelings and her response and reaction to her own performance. It was really cold and heartless. A lot of press and media are cold and heartless. So,
you know who else is cold and heartless? Podcast listeners.
Anyway, we're not making this about us.
Yeah,
we're not.
Well, if we're talking about mental health, though, the fact that even you and I, real quick too, this is a conversation that Bridget and I have recently talked about.
We've talked about it for a month.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. I'm talking about us, literally. My cousin was murdered the day we had to come in here and do a pod. And I wanted to bring it up. The things that we have going on, you were looking for an apartment forever.
Yeah.
And you were literally in the middle of moving, and guess what? In the middle of moving, she had to come and do this pod. There's so much things that go on in our personal life, and I think the listeners of podcasts just assume we only listen to you guys once a week. Y'all got the easiest, best job in the world. What you mean you can't show up for a couple hours and just talk to us? So the entitlement of them, feeling like they have to get everything that they expect us to respond to, but without the acknowledgement of the shit that we really be dealing with in our personal lives.
The difference is a lot of their contracts state based on their sponsorship that they have to provide a certain amount of interviews, and that's partially why they get fined.
You didn't see our contract? So we gotta drop a certain amount of episodes per year. I have that in my iHeart contract.
Yeah, but
we have it here.
Yeah, but
we have to show up.
We do, but we have a little bit more leeway where release schedule is concerned. We also get to pick and choose what we want to talk about. We could literally come in here and talk about flowers all day if we wanted to, and nobody's going to tell us shit.
True.